Beam me aboard. Energize.
Energizing.
Kirk to transporter room. Report.
You're listening to Transporter Room 3 with your hosts, Phil Perello and Scott Calora.
Welcome back, listeners, to another fine installment of Transporter Room 3. What's happening, Scott?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, nothing much. No big deal. Just talked to Lieutenant Reed.
Malcolm.
Dominic Keating, which is an awesome name. That should be like a Bond villain name, I feel. I feel that if that was a Bond villain name, they'd be like 2 on the nose.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
So he's out and about because Star Trek Enterprise Season 2 is out on Blu-ray next week, I think. And so we were lucky enough to have him guest on Transporter Room 3. So we're gonna go to that interview in a few minutes. But first, was there anything in the land of Star Trek news this week that's worth talking about?
A little bit. For Breaking Bad fans, the wait was finally over this past week when the second half of the fifth and final season aired. And one of the coolest Star Trek scenes happened. Badger and Skinny Pete, unbeknownst to us, are huge Star Trek fans, in addition to being dope dealers.
Waste of life.
And the internet went cray over their... That's right, I just said cray. I'm with it. I'm hip. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go listen to this podcast on my Zoom. The internet went crazy over Badger's fanfic pitch of a Star Trek episode involving a pie eating contest between Kirk, Spock, and Chekhov, and Scotty using the transporter to beam the pies out of Chekhov's stomach to help Spock win. And then Uhura comes bopping into the transporter room, and she's got her pointies, as they call them.
Says, yeah.
Scotty's hands get a little sweaty. And he bumps the transporter control and ends up beaming out Chekhov's stomach. My favorite part of that whole story is when they beam out the pies. And where do you beam out the pies? In space! Blueberries floating everywhere, and they're frozen because it's in space.
So there's an animated version of it, which
right.
which is hilarious as well, which was turned around in a pretty quick amount of time.
Yeah,
as well.
Thank you, Internet.
Yeah.
Never change.
So that was great. You know, someone at AMC, I don't know if it's a coincidence or if someone at AMC likes Star Trek, because there was also that Mad Men episode where Kinsey came back.
That's right.
And he was like a Harry Krishna or something, but it turned out he actually had a Star Trek script that he was hoping to. I think he was trying to get someone at the agency to pitch the script for him to NBC or something, and it was called the Negron Complex, I believe.
It's such a pretentious. I could buy that as a title.
But that was that pie eating contest though. That was awesome. I couldn't believe how long the scene went on for as well.
It was brilliant.
And now people are reading into it that it somehow is predicting the outcome of the show as well. Like how Breaking Bad's actually going to end is somehow being metaphorically discussed in Badger's fanfic. So we'll see if that pans out or not.
I'm going to wager no.
Yeah, probably not.
Although
it would be great.
It'd be great. Did you read where that whole thing came from?
Not really, no.
It's really cool, man. So Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad, apparently he's a big Trek fan.
Okay.
And for years in the writers' room, he would pitch that pie eating contest story to the writers, and they finally incorporated it. So that's pretty cool.
He looks like a Star Trek fan, actually. So, all right. Well, you want to just cut to the chase and get to Dominic?
Of course. Let's talk to the inventor of the tactical alert.
Yeah, let's beam him in.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hey. Keating, thank you for speaking with us. I'm Phil Perello, and this is Scott Kalura.
Hey there.
Hi guys. I'm Dominic, as you know.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for speaking with us. We just watched the season 2 box set of Enterprise, and I gotta ask, what happened to Connor during that big interview that you guys had with the cast roundup? He just kind of disappeared halfway through.
Oh, he
Is
rubbed
everything
it all
okay?
in our faces. He had a job to go and do.
Gotcha.
I think it was thankfully it was only a voiceover, but he rubbed that in our faces.
It was really.
I think he made it all up, quite frankly. Probably went for a walk round the block.
He just grabbed some
Had his
coffee
wife
beans.
pick him up.
Right.
Made $20 the hard way. Anyway.
It was really great watching all of you guys get together. I was just wondering, like, for you, like,
It was
what was
such a surprise because we didn't know that everybody was showing up. I thought it was going to be me, Connor, Anthony. I think there was a sort of a possibility that Scott might come. I think we'd heard that. But no, when everyone was there, it actually was, I was just saying in the last interview to Ian Spelling, God, it was quite emotional. I got to say, I got quite a little verklempt at one point. Yeah.
That's okay. Do you guys, the Next Gen cast, they repeatedly talk about how they get together outside of the show and meet for lunch.
Yeah, they're very tight, aren't they? They have dinners, and we're not that way, unfortunately. We love to see each other. Connor and I are still pretty close, and I see Anthony from time to time. But we all do go to Scott Bakula has a Christmas party, which a good swath of us will show up at. But no, our cast, we, I mean, not to set any aspersions or anything, but we were we were tight in many, many ways and not tight in others. So,
fair enough.
I tell you what's lovely is, just to be seeing each other at these conventions, and it's always a pleasure. And
yeah. Do you guys? So you do a fair amount of the conventions, right?
I do enough of them, that's for sure. I mean, I enjoy them. We get to travel. They pay us,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like doing a guest star every. I'm doing like 4 this month. I mean, I'm absolutely.
Oh wow!
It's amazing. I know. I'm doing did Vegas. I'm off to Seattle next week. I get back and I go to Atlanta for Dragon Con, and then apparently I might actually look into this because apparently I'm fly back to Nashville the week after. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll stay in the South, but what would I do?
Go to Memphis.
Eat some grits.
Eat some grits. Find a Waffle House and just camp out.
Yeah, really. Put some weight on.
I love Waffle House. What's interesting about that chat you guys had on the Blu-ray is how honest everyone is and how open about sort of the good of the show, but also the things that you perceived that didn't work out on the show. Did they say up front, like, you guys just tell us?
No, honestly, like I said, given that we actually had no idea, I had no idea that everyone was going to show up. It was it was utterly unrehearsed, unscripted, and impromptu, and we just said what we felt. And I thought Brannon did a wonderful job emceeing it, if you will, and he was nervous that he didn't do a very good job, and I was telling him over dinner on Saturday night, no, you were fab, man. Also, I thought he did a great job of pulling us all together and being the glue.
Yeah.
And laying the ground before us that actually could be critical of his writing, if you will, and their, running of the show, because we were. I think he had frustrations too. There was a format that he was, being told to adhere to, if you will.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my favorite season 2 episodes is Minefield. With
that was
your performance in that
episode
is
of
really
season
solid.
2, if I'm not right. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that one because I'd never really got to do anything with Scott before, other than the odd perfunctory line in the bridge, and it was just great fun getting to be with him in an episode. Not so great fun wearing the doctored EV suit. It was after we'd done that episode that Scott Bakula got his personal trainer dude in to come and ergonomically refit these costumes, because that first EV suit was just the mother of all costumes.
And it must have been terrible to be wearing that for half the episode.
I pretended to be weightless in it, for crying out loud.
Right.
I mean, my abs were ripped after that episode. Lying on the hull of that ship with that thing through my leg, and I swear to God, Scott put his back out, and that's when we had the guy in, and they reworked it all. God, Jolene couldn't even do 20 minutes in that suit at that point. I mean, it was just the helmets weighed 18 pounds or something. The backpack was like 45, 50 pounds.
That's medieval.
Only supported by your shoulders, It was pretty hardcore, I tell you. I'd read the scripts thereafter. It was absolute trepidation, and the minute you turn the page, they step out in their EV suits. My heart would just, go, oh no.
When you look back at Malcolm's sort of arc, from first season to the end, are you happy with how things went? Or
I am. I really enjoyed my slot on the show, given that it was definitely a three-pronged triumvirate show with T'Pol, Trip, and the captain. Mm-hmm. But I was really happy with I didn't expect to get to be the action man on the show, which is kind of what I became.
Yeah.
I had some great beeline stories, and that whole sort of espionage part in season 4 was really interesting and fun to play. And every now and again they threw me a little tasty bone that like Shuttlepod 1 or something, and
right.
Got to stretch your legs a bit.
Yeah, sure.
But that my workload was heavy enough. I mean, God knows, Connor and Jolene and Scott worked, all the hours God gave. I really, my golf game got pretty good, let me tell you. I love coming back from surfing at the beach and finding the residual checks in the post box.
Nothing wrong with that.
John Billingsley even made up a song about it. Do you know that one? Hey-oh, hey-oh, sitting at home and the checks still come. Drinking beer, sitting here in the sun. Sitting at home and the checks still come. Hey-oh, hey-oh.
Do you still get the checks, right?
They've dried up a little, truth be told. I don't think we're on telly anywhere right now, I don't think.
Okay. What about like the Netflix thing?
Well, we're hoping, now that, exactly, that might transpire, and now the Blu-rays are out, so we'll be on somewhere again before long.
Yeah.
I think everybody was given it was the Next Gen's 25th year anniversary, is that correct, yeah?
Yes.
God, it's frightening, isn't it?
Right.
That'll be us before long.
I had noticed that you brought up the point about being the man of action on the show. I think you seem to have had the most action in the Vulcan zombie episode, Impulse.
I got a lot of action.
I was just wondering, do you have any cool memories from shooting that episode? Like any anecdotes, any cool stories?
Which episode are you talking about?
The one where you and your character and Archer and T'Pol are on board that Vulcan ship in the Expanse, and there's all those Vulcan zombies trying to get you guys.
Oh, yeah. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? The Vulcan zombies.
It's a great episode. I know the Terry Metalis who co-wrote the story on that one, and
right.
It's a damn good episode.
Yeah, a lot of fun that particular episode, and gosh, I have to say I'm struggling to remember it uniquely because they all kind of became one big episode in the end. Apart from one or two of them that really stuck out in my mind that I was in a lot.
What did you think of that of the finale? Because I know some of the guys in the
I
Blu-ray
didn't mind it. I had no beef with it whatsoever, to be honest. You know, given that they were wrapping up 17 years of their tenure of the show, I thought it was kind of fitting in a way. To be honest, I thought the device to get Jonathan and Marina in the episode was a bit clunky. Yeah. You know, but you know, obviously they had to come up with something pretty quick because we only got like 6 weeks notice that was it.
Oh wow!
And you know, so and it was great fun working with both of them. I'd known Marina pretty well from the convention circuit. And, you know, everyone in England's got the same dad, so, you know, we're pretty tight. But Jonathan I'd never really met before, and that scene I had to do with him in the galley kitchen was just one of the funnest, you know, mornings spent on set in the whole years. I have to say, he's a hoot. He's a very, very witty, funny guy, and a real actor's actor. Very generous, you know, there was no airs and graces, and just bloody good fun. They must have had a riot shooting their show, I have to say. So, you know, I didn't have any beef with it. I know it came out in the reunion that Scott was a little disappointed. I guess if I'd been the lead of my show, as it were, and you're not, you know, giving me that in my last episode of nearly 100, I dare say. But given that I was a, you know, secondary fiddle character, if you will, I didn't have too much I mean, then, you know, we'd already known for 2 months that we were done, and to be honest, I was worried about bigger things than that at that point.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, well, I've got used to a certain lifestyle now.
Was it a tough change? Was it a difficult transition for you when it ended?
Yeah. I mean, I you know, to be perfectly honest, to re-enter the gene pool almost unchanged from when you left it in terms of your cachet.
Right.
It was, you know, going up for guest star roles on dumb shows that you don't get. It was like, oh, fuck it. Oh, pardon me. Oh, hell. I spelt it Phuque. The BBC spelling. Oh, Fook. It's going to be like this, is it? It was a little, you know, I got to say, it was like, so, plus ça change. Really, you know. Well, take all the experience and bank all the money and batten down because you're back in the boat.
Right.
So, you know, actor's life, baby. It's I'm a jobbing actor. That's what I am, you know.
Now, this Netflix, this thing about the show, you know, I mean, obviously it's kind of just a rumor, but do you think that there's a chance that the show could continue on Netflix? I certainly wouldn't hold my breath. Yeah. God bless, you know. It's lovely. Honestly, God bless those fans. I only heard about it for the first time over the weekend in Vegas just now. Okay. But, you know, I mean, it's an expensive proposition, right? I just can't see... to be honest, I can't see Scott Bakula signing on to do it. I'd be very surprised if Jolene came back to do it. I mean, between you and me, I just can't see the whole... Anthony, I think, has got another show, so he won't do it. Right. Well, maybe you could be captain then. You know. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Put the cat suit on as well. I have a song about that. You ever heard that? I can't do it because you're recording, but if you come to a convention, I do the alternative theme song. And it mentions they should have made me captain anyhow, put me in the cat suit as well. Nice. And then I can't say the next line.
but it's quite funny if I say so myself.
We don't have that many listeners. You could say it.
Well, it starts off with, it wasn't such a long time, it was only 4 years. Not such a long time, they didn't answer all my prayers. But now we're canceled, they can kiss my ass. They can go to hell. They should have made me captain anyhow. Put me in the cat suit as well.
That is 2 serenades now. I think one more are legally married.
That is beautiful.
That's funny. There you go. It's tucked on the first DVD set somewhere, the alternative theme song, a la Dominic Keating.
Well, I think on that note, thank you very much for meeting with us.
My pleasure, guys.
We can't
nice
top
to
that,
meet
I
you.
don't think, can we?
Thank you.
See you on the
Hopefully
next one.
Yeah, hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, boys. Ciao.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye now.
Wow, so we got serenaded a little bit there, in addition to some awesome behind-the-scenes trivia from Mr. Keating.
And there was more to his musical expression, his musical expressing of his innermost feelings, if you will. But we were asked to actually cut some of it. I don't know why.
The internet's just not ready.
The internet is not ready. So I think if you go to a convention that he's at,
You'll
probably hear you'd hear it.
I love talking to the guy. He seems like a lot of fun and genuinely felt invested in the show he was putting together.
Yeah, and he's like refreshingly not sour grapes as well. He's kind of like,
right.
Yeah, it was a great job to have, and I enjoyed it. I'm still paying dividends in a lot of ways, not just financially. I think he appreciates he appreciates being appreciated,
right.
By the Star Trek community. But some of the guys can be kind of sour grapes a little bit, and he's not. No, I don't think it doesn't seem like any of those guys are really, judging by the Blu-ray. Jolene Blalock seemed a little off
during the
during the interview. Yeah, but I think that might just be her personality.
Maybe I was hoping for more interaction with her and the rest of the cast.
She seemed very guarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what that was all about, but when she did speak up,
she was very animated.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe you sit in a room with 7 or 8 actors.
Sure.
It's probably hard to have get your voice heard as well. So
you'll see what we're talking about when you watch the Blu-ray, people. Yeah. And I recommend checking out Impulse and Minefield and Shockwave Part 1, Shockwave Part 2 when you watch Season 2, especially Shockwave Part 2. The Sububan fight at the end with all the cell ships is really strong in HD. Yeah. Another guy who's feeling a little off, and by off I mean dead, is this week's Red Shirt.
We take this time to remember those who have laid their lives down for Starfleet. This is the Red Shirt of the Week.
Did you like that segue? I think that was the best segue.
My phone started ringing during the segue, so I didn't catch it.
It's all right. It was just the most amazing thing ever uttered by the human experience.
I'm sure.
It bonded people in ways that Zefram Cochrane couldn't dream of. It was the equivalent of a first contact in the alien race. And it's too bad you'll never hear it again, because this podcast just goes into the ether after this.
Not a single human soul will ever hear it, because, as you say, the podcast just
vanishes. I don't even know where this goes when we record it.
It's like the Voyager space probes. It's out there.
It's out there.
The podcast is out there, but it has no interaction with humankind.
Yeah, we're gonna get V'ger. We should get V'ger as a guest. And just have it speaking like that sort of stuff. Or get like the V'ger version of Ilea. Cook unit.
So who is our red shirt?
Oh, well, he doesn't wear a red shirt, but he suffers from red shirtitis in that he dies. It's Latimer from the Galileo 7. Original series episode.
Yeah.
Oh, Lats. We know the story of Galileo 7, but for the two people out there who are confusing it with something else, Spock is forced to take charge of the crew aboard a shuttlecraft when it lands on an isolated planet. And these giant carpet cave troll looking things that have these massive spears. Like they're more like harpoons than spears. They start picking off Spock's crew, and they're trying to get off this planet. And the first one to take a spear to the human parts is Latimer.
When you said the human parts, why did I automatically assume his private parts?
Oh, no. The stuff that makes him human.
That's just me.
Yeah,
Okay.
he got it through the torso. He got hit in the back, and I think he got messed up pretty hardcore. And he made this weird, like, his arms go up wide, he's holding a phaser, and he's wearing the gold Velcro weapons belt, which is not the way you want to go.
Right.
And his face just looks like if Riley was stretching and yawning from a really painful nap. That's what Latimer looks like when he dies. And the worst part is, for this dude, Spock is resistant to bury the body, and everyone else is like, no, we're doing this.
That's right.
And that pisses everyone else off.
That's right. Spock. Oh, man. That episode should be called The Missteps of Command.
Right. and it should be a double bill.
Bad call, Spock.
It should be a double bill between that and the Ensigns of Command with Data.
Right.
Shit just goes
Spock's
wrong.
wearing bad idea jeans in that one, for
He's
sure.
When the emotionless characters take command, bad stuff happens.
Yeah.
Until the end, when they somehow pull it together. Like, when Data's in charge in Redemption, he's a terrible captain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
With Mr. Hobson.
Yeah. Mr. Hobson Mr. Hobson sort of has a lot of good points.
He does.
In his near mutinous response to Data. The guys who are throwing the spears in Galileo 7, I feel like if I didn't know better, I would think it was Richard Keel in his Bigfoot makeup. Was it Richard Keel who played Bigfoot on the Bionic Man?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Or was it Andre the Giant?
It was.
For some reason, that's what I picture in my mind. The sort of a sort of less hairy version of Bigfoot from the Bionic Man throwing the spear in Galileo 7.
They should have those two have a spinoff. With Latimer, like the ghost of Latimer is like the guy who gives them their missions.
The Force Ghost.
The Force Ghost, and he still has the spear in his back. That's the worst. He didn't even die like a cool phaser-related death or anything. He just got red-shirted. He didn't even get buried. Like,
so, Phil,
Spock is cold, dude.
We're quickly approaching our 50th episode of Transporter Room 3, which is crazy.
Wow, really?
I think this is episode 48.
This is episode 48.
I
thought it was 47.
Yeah. I think it's 48.
Wow.
So I know, it's crazy. Who could imagine? It's not 47. It's 48.
Get out.
We need to do something special for episode 50. I don't know what it would be, but
maybe we should actually record a good episode.
Yeah.
No,
maybe we should actually prepare.
They're all good. I think we should do radio theater. I think we should do some Orson Welles 50s radio theater with a couple of classic episodes and bring on some guest stars. I think we should do Cat's Paw.
Well, you're getting crazy, man. Or
Yeah,
we
well,
could just, as you suggested earlier, you had said we should interview interview Dominic, but while impersonating Connor and Dominic. So you could have played Trip, and I could,
That's right.
could have played Malcolm during the interview.
Yeah, Malcolm.
Maybe right. So maybe we can podcast as those guys in character.
For the 50th episode, maybe we should save that one for the 500.
Okay.
That's just gold.
Well, how about this? How about listeners, why don't you guys email us at transporterroom3@gmail.com, Facebook us, Twitter at ScottIGN. Let us know what you'd like to hear in the 50th episode. You can aim high. You can request a William Shatner interview. It'll never happen.
But it will if I just talk like this.
Right, we could do it like that. I'll conduct the interview. You can be Shatner. Or no, I'd rather it be I conducted the interview with Captain Janeway. I'd prefer it be your.
I haven't cracked out the Janeway in a while.
Let's hear it.
Scott. You can't go home. I need my coffee.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie. You should do this, Cisco.
Let's hear it.
No.
Jennifer.
Leave her here. No.
Oh man! All right. On that note, I think we did our Picard and Robert or whatever. What's Picard's brother's name? Robert. We did them last week, so we won't torture the listeners with a rehash.
I think we should just do a podcast that's 30 minutes of the Riker walk. With a bit of the Riker lean.
Riker walk and the Riker sit. All right, well, let us know what you guys would like to hear.
Yeah, let us know.
We'll see
if you'd like us to do an episode, do some Trek trivia, some questions. We can spice things up here. It's the 50th episode.
Yeah, so we'll try to. We can't make any promises, but hopefully we can do something cool and different anyway.
Godspeed.
All right.
And until then,
well, thanks.
Oh, go ahead, Scott.
I was just gonna say thank you, Phil.
No, Scott. Thank you. You have been and always shall be my friend. And I'll see you on Gravette Island.